What's going on, guys? JPS back for another video, and I'm here with Arturo.
What's good?
And today we're going to be watching 10 reasons you will never leave Germany. So Germany is one of those places, especially for Americans, where it's like, wow, I would really consider moving there. And that kind of happened to me after I visited Germany this summer. I was like, it really opened my eyes to the possibilities of not just Germany, but Europe as a whole, because obviously it's so interconnected with other European countries. And there's a lot that Germany offers and has to offer, and I think it's definitely one of the top, not only travel destinations, but also spots where Americans would consider moving. I feel like I know a decent amount of people who have actually moved to Germany from the United States. So here's 10 reasons you will never leave Germany. Before we get into it, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get right into this.
Let's do it.
What is up, Soul Fam? This is Chris with Soldier of Life, and here today I am at this beautiful break. Get your ass in class. That was a rhyme. I didn't even know it. Get your ass.
Yeah, let's pause there.
I think school being free, it takes a lot of pressure off of like what your major is.
100%.
In the United States, when we're paying for college, like there's a lot more pressure to choose an industry that's gonna make you money, especially if you're taking loans out, bro.
Like, yeah. I think families make a lot of sacrifices to send their kids to school, and people make a lot of personal sacrifices to go to school, because this shit is not cheap. This shit is fucking tax. I'm not gonna lie.
So expensive,
It's
bro.
really expensive, and it's like, that's like a huge thing. Like I was saying, like people make like a whole bunch of sacrifices. Like it's not easy to pay for school. Like a lot of people can't afford school. Like especially good schooling too, because like the good schools are really the expensive ones too, and it's like, it's crazy. It's like you have to apply for scholarships. You need some type of external funding or loans. Like it's almost like unless you're like really like have like money like that, like you really got it like that, you're gonna have to take loans out or something. Like you need some type of external funding. You can't do it on your own. It's almost like impossible for the majority of population, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think anyone, unless like you're one of those kids who makes a ton of money, I don't think any kid can do it on their own. You need your parents, and they have to have some type of financial plan, some bonds. Like I remember my parents, I feel like they have been saving to help me out with college for like since before I was born, bro.
Literally,
like,
bro.
That is crazy when I think about it. Like,
yeah,
it's a huge sacrifice.
It is. Like some people literally have to plan around their lives for that. Like it's crazy,
bro. Just like, for school too. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
And it's like 4 years. College is cool, guys, but it's a scam here. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's a scam. The longer I'm in this, the more I just want to get out, and I realize this professor, no.
Number 3 is definitely the beer in Germany.
Oh yeah.
I know, if we're talking about Germany, the Dutch, all these people, they're probably going to be fighting for who's the best beer. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I'm telling you, the beer. Once you drink German beer, you will never drink that American piss water again. That shit was so disgusting when I went back to the States. I promise you, I will never ever drink American beer again. If I ever go back to the States and I'm drinking, I'm gonna get fucked up off Patron or Bacardi and Hennessy. I'm drinking hard liquor, baby, but I will not drink that beer again. That shit is gross. That shit is motherfucking gross. Just the different types of flavors they got in drink. I can.
Bro, I know exactly. You've probably seen this in me, right? When I came back after the summer, always commenting about like, nah, this beer is. It's like you get a taste for the other side, and when you come back, it's just like, like sometimes I wish I'd never tasted that German beer.
Yeah, low
so
key.
I could just be ignorant and be like, oh yeah, this Budweiser, this Miller Lite, okay, I'll rock out with this. But now it's like, I got to be on some IPAs or something else, bro, because.
Yeah. I'm looking kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie. Like I keep hearing this shit. Like when they come back, is that like, bro? I don't know if I wanna.
Nah, you gotta go to the other side, bro. It's better over there. It's the sunny side.
I can taste it, fam. I can taste the beer in Germany. Basically, like point blank beer. If you ain't had beer in Europe, you ain't never had real beer. The shit is gross in the States. I don't care where you got it from, unless it's imported directly and it's broken all of the important deportation laws. That shit is gross. Number 3. That's 6. Number 3, the quality of the food, man. Now, when I'm talking about food, obviously, I mean, we got some dope spots in America. There's a lot of food that, anywhere in Europe, they ain't fucking with us. I got you. But the quality of the food, if you don't know, usually when I go buy food in America, if that shit ain't FDA approved, or if somebody didn't check on the quality of that food, or if they don't have some sponsor, if they don't have some certificate from some Chinese restaurant that I'm eating shrimp fried duck, really? I'm eating fried duck, which is really fried cat dog, not doing it. The quality of the food in Germany is way higher. The restrictions that they have, they put much higher on Germany than they do in the States. And
the video we reacted to, I think that spoke volumes, and I like this guy he's speaking his truth. I think I think it's facts.
That video, we watched a video on my other channel, guys, and it was comparing the food regulations and standards between the United States and Britain. But there's a lot of truth to this about Germany. Like when I went there, I could notice, like, especially when I was with Ryan, he used to comment on it a lot. He was like, bro, you spend a few euros, you get yourself a nice meal, and it's like real nice. Like you could just tell the quality of the food. The animals are treated better. Their standards and procedures are a lot better and not driven by money, unlike us.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is another thing I want to talk about in Germany about privacy. Like, they take their privacy so seriously in their data. Like, here in the United States, we kind of surrender it away because there's not much we can do. Yeah. But in Germany, a lot of them make, like, a real effort to only use cash so the government can't track their transactions. Wow. And there are a lot of places that are cash only as a result of that. Like, credit cards are not as commonplace in Germany as they are here.
That's actually dope.
So they're much more focused on like the human experience and human things rather than these things that are bigger than us, like capitalism and corporate BS. Like
100%. Like I was learning about this in one of my classes last semester, like X key score, which is like I don't know if it's a software or whatever, but like basically it allows the government to monitor like every network. Like any movements that any network actions we do, like they can monitor all that stuff. And it's like there's not much we can really do about it. It's like if we want to get by in society here, you have to conform to that stuff. So it's like can't really do much about it. You kind of just got to roll with it.
And everyone knows that. And I think most people would want it to be another way. Like I don't think everyone wants to give their data away, but it's like, am I not going to hit agree on this app that is fundamental to my interactions with other people in American society? Like, what am I going to do? Just say no and go live like a hermit on the top of a mountain? Like, bro, like...
I'm trying to be social, bro. Like, I'm 19. I'm trying to get it.
And, really, this comes to, don't quote me on this, but usually in the States, like when they buy food, let's say McDonald's, another thing. I will never go to McDonald's in the States. I'm doing a video on that actually, like the difference between the quality of food in McDonald's in Germany and the States. It's repugnantly, like, I don't even know what repugnant means, but it's, the differences are amazing. They're astounding. But the quality of the food in Germany, you can taste it. Like most of it is made in Germany. The food is usually not imported from anywhere else. So all the standards that they have in Germany, they keep their standards that they have in the States. It's really like whoever's the cheapest adhere to the minimum basic standards, and that's terrible to me. I remember hearing like they said that Taco Bell, the grade of meat in Taco Bell is the same grade as dog food. Almost like you're eating dog food quality meat, which I mean, sometimes dog, like if you had a dog and you feed him that wet shit, sometimes shit looking kind of good.
Yo, that's a fact, bro. I get a soft taco, I open it up, it's like some mush,
bro. Yeah,
I'm like, where's the ground beef in this,
bro? Literally, I stay away from that fast food stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Like over the last like 4 years, like especially like McDonald's too. Like I've maybe eaten there like twice just to get the French fries because that should be busting. I'm not gonna lie. Like they put the perfect amount of salt in there, bro. Like low key. But,
their fries are fire.
Yeah. But like I'm so turned off from all the fast food stuff. Like it's so bad for you. And I feel like, especially like when I used to go dine in those places, just like the people around me, it's just like, I don't know. They just weren't exactly the embodiment of health, I would say.
Hell no, like, bro. It makes me lose my appetite sometimes. I see someone who's like 450 pounds, but like crushing a Big Mac. I'm like I'm not trying to be like, of course.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. It does turn me off, and it's just like that's just not healthy. Yeah. No matter what you say, I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. It's not healthy. It's not.
Ryan and I actually recorded a video in McDonald's. It never got posted, but we were going to compare German McDonald's to American McDonald's.
Oh, really?
And it was shocking. Like, for the fountain drink, for example, they didn't put ice. They didn't give us a lid. It was just...
Oh, wow.
And then like, the Big Mac, like... it was not that greasy at all, and I don't know, it was just way different. It tasted a lot healthier, but I was like, this is not McDonald's. Like, I need it to be covered in grease to get at McDonald's, bro. But I'm like you, I rarely get McDonald's, like once a blue moon, really.
Yeah, it's
so not good. Bad. It's not good.
And another thing too with the ice, that's actually a good point. Like a lot of people here, like a lot of companies here will skimp us a lot on our drinks. Bro, they fill
Starbucks,
bro. Yeah, it's all ice. It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like that shit is wild. I think I don't know. Just don't quote me on this. But I've heard that like if you ask for it with no ice, like a big drink, they'll charge you extra or something.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
True?
That's a fact,
bro. That's
Dunkin' Donuts in the app, bro. I literally have experience with this. Like, I'm like, nah, I don't want you to fill half the volume of my cup with ice cubes.
Exactly.
So I say no ice, and then it's like a 50-cent surcharge.
Like what? Are we serious right now? Can we be for real?
You're paying $5 for a couple shots of high fructose corn syrup, water, a plastic cup, and a plastic straw, and that is some people's daily routine, bro.
Yep.
No hate. No, live your life, but
right. That ain't me.
When you look at it, like what it really is, what are you really putting into your body every morning? Like these people are fiends, bro. They need that caffeine. Like, come on.
No,
man.
like they run on it, bro. And like I'm pretty sure like
America runs on Dunkin'.
Yep, yeah. American literally runs on fucking Dunkin'.
Oh my god.
But it's basically eating dog food, but it's just like good ass dog food. I personally know that I know for a fact. You can just taste it. The quality of food is way better in Germany than it is in the States. Number 4, nightlife. I don't even know where to go with this anymore. Nightlife's present in the States. I got it. But just what I've seen in Germany, they get it popping to the wee early hours of the morning, and that's not just in some states and some cities and some clubs. Most clubs stay open till about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 if you find something really cool. They have huge, amazing clubs in like the smallest of cities sometimes, and the atmosphere is always a fun one. It's always a good one. There's no negative vibes. Not a lot of people want to fight, start arguments and stuff. It's just a really chill atmosphere. Like I said, this is just what I've experienced, but it's amazing. Number 5, safe, fam. I can, you don't even know. Yo, I can leave my doors open if I wanted to. I won't. I'm not born yesterday. But in Germany, for the most part, is much safer than it is in America. Now, I'm not saying this to deter any German that wants to go to America. I'm not saying some places in America aren't safer than some of the statistics in Germany, but I mean as an overall, it's just much safer. I remember last year, I went home for 12 days, and I hate to turn it into like a positive video into like this negative annotation. And what I found when I was watching the news, like if you're German, you watch the news, the things that I mostly see on the news in Germany is like something about Berlin Tag und Nacht, or some new rapper came out with a CD, or something else is going on crazy in another country. And every day in my city, where I'm from, there was somebody who got murdered.
That's a lot different from here, bro. The U.S. is straight fear-mongering. Like, and when it comes to the news, like, I can't watch it. I can't. No. It's so bad. Like, it's so bad.
It's sad.
Like, it's so anxiety-inducing. Like, it's like, I don't get how people can watch the news all day, bro. It's literally just terrible stuff on there. Just shooting, bombing, war, bullshit.
And it don't matter which side of the political ideology spectrum it is. You could be on Fox News, the most conservative news sites, whatever it is. They're going to be doing all this. And then on the liberal news sites, it's the same.
Yeah, just from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Just from a different perspective. And, like, the safety thing is huge. Like, that's not, like, a huge thing. Like, in my head, like, I'm not, like, always concerned about how safety I am, but, like, how safe I am. But, like, we live in a relatively, like, we live in a super safe area. Yeah. So that's not, like, a huge...
But, no, this is a fact, though. This is a fact. Because, like, when I was there was nothing in the back of my head. Like, in the back of my mind here, whenever I hear a firework, I'm like, that could be a gunshot.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Or, like, whenever I'm walking down the street, it's always in my mind that, like, something could go down. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's on the front of my mind or I'm, like, worried, but there's always, like, that... There's always something there. Like, there's a chance that this person I'm driving next to could have a gun, so I need to watch how I honk my horn at them.
Exactly.
But in Germany, like, when I was walking down the street, bro, it's just so much peace of mind. Like, you know that the chances that someone has a gun or is going to shoot you are, like, ridiculously low. Like, ridiculously low.
Mm-hmm. I think here you definitely have to be constantly aware of your surroundings. Like,
yeah, my head's on a swivel, bro.
Yeah.
It has to be.
100%. Yeah, especially in some other areas. It's way worse in other areas of the U.S. I imagine,
yeah.
like
especially certain cities.
Yeah,
Chicago's a perfect example.
Chicago.
Baltimore's another example. I mean, almost any U.S. city has gun violence.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
literally.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my god.
Every single day. Every single day. Every single day. Just like I said, I don't want to make it a negative thing, but that's all we see on the news. Somebody got shot. Somebody got killed. Somebody got ran over by a car. Somebody jumped out of an airplane, fell in a building, and after they crippled their body, somebody came up to him and shot him. This is just the stuff that we see in the news. Not only that, that is why we are also humanized to school shootings, mass shootings, because they happen every year. And in Germany, you just don't see stuff like that. It just shows that it's just usually...
He said every year, bro. They happen like every month at this point.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't even know how often they happen anymore because I can't pay attention to it anymore, because if I actually paid attention to every school shooting and if I genuinely cared about every school shooting, I would not be here right now.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you can't be mentally sane, and like almost every American has some type of cover that they put on or to protect themselves a bit, because you really have to. Like
it's absolutely necessary, 100%. If you
and that's
don't...
sad. And that's sad that we don't care about that stuff anymore. Like my mom was telling me, back when in her days, she said when something happened, like even if it was in another state, it was an enormous deal. Like you would say prayers, you would grieve for their parents, you would grieve for the kids.
Wow.
But now, like if something happens, it's like you just scroll through, you see, oh, school shooting in Minnesota, oh, school shooting in Texas.
Honestly, I don't even feel anything, if I'm being honest, because I literally we can't afford to.
Yeah,
honestly.
I don't feel anything anymore.
If we did, then we would be fucked. We wouldn't be able to go on with our lives. So it's like you don't really have a choice, honestly. And I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. So that's just how it is.
And the internet and social media and all that has like just increased the amount of desensitization that we all get.
Yeah. 100%.
It doesn't make it any better, because it's a constant information overflow. We know what's going on in every area. So
yeah, exactly.
But honestly, I'm trying to just push off and not know what's going on at all, because I'm tired of it all. I can't do it. And that's sad. Like I shouldn't be living this motto of ignorance is bliss, but I feel like that's the reality now, that a lot of people I know are doing that same thing. Like, what's going on in the news? I don't know. I don't pay attention to the news anymore. That's what I feel like a lot of kids our generation are on that time now.
And I think it's most beneficial, honestly. Like, it's just it's too difficult to live your life and always be looking at that stuff constantly. Like it's not healthy.
Yeah.
Much safer than it is in America. Number 6 is Germany is in the middle of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how convenient is that? Literally, you can go almost any European country from Germany. Well, the really cool ones anyway. But you can really go to almost any European country from Germany. It's smack dab in the middle of Europe. I know that a lot of times I've taken like weekend trips to go to the UK or Netherlands or France or Belgium. You can go to all these countries within like a day's trip, within a day's ride if you want to. Usually in the States, I'm not driving more than 30 minutes to come see you, even if we friends. Like if you live an hour away from me, like we'll probably never see each other for like 2 or 3 years. But in Germany, for me, it was nothing to drive like 4, 5 hours. Cities that were hours down the road just to see a friend for a couple hours and then leave, the same day maybe. But it's smack dab in the middle of anything. If I had friends in Croatia or France or Belgium or something like that, I would see them on the weekend if, I had time from work or something like that. But I would be able to go see them on the weekend, and it's not too far. In the States, it just seems like people aren't driving that far. It's just not happening. It ain't.
I don't know why he's talking about driving. You just hop on a train and you're in another country. Like, that's just like that, bro.
That just blows my mind. Like every time like I hear about that just blows my mind. Like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to go to Europe and actually experience that. Like you literally take a train, in a couple hours you're in a whole nother
language, whole everything, bro. Like,
whole
it's
other
amazing.
Culture. That is truly
so
amazing.
Beautiful.
Wow.
We don't have that here. I mean, you could hop on like an Amtrak to another state, but the states are so similar, and we think they're different. But when you look at Europe, like their states or countries have like completely different languages, completely different culture, everything.
Yeah, that seems that's another level.
Happening, but it's smack dab in the middle of all of that stuff. Number 7, 8, 6, I don't know, I can't remember. One of the other things that will make you stay and make you not want to leave is that Germany is so simple. Now, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I know in America, it just seems like everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses. It seems like, you know, you're not really nothing if you don't have nothing. I know when I was in the States, man, I thought that as soon as I get some money, I'm gonna buy that, and that's gonna make me on, I'm gonna be the man, or when I get this, I'm gonna get this, because then I'm gonna be popping, you know what I mean? But in Germany, nobody really cares about that stuff. It's so simple. The way of life, the things that they value are just so simple. They're not a subject to mass media, and that's what I found out. It's kind of like if you go to Times Square and you see all the billboards, every commercial, they want to sell you something, and not to talk down about them, because that's their job, that's what they're supposed to do. But in Germany, a lot of people don't value all that stuff. There's not stores every single place you go. You know, there's probably more restaurants than there are clothes stores in any given city in Germany. It's because people like to enjoy their food, you know, if they're not cooking at home. But I found that it's just so much more simple there. You know, the way of life is simple. The things that they value are simple. They don't need new stuff all the freaking time. If it works, and they're gonna keep using it. But they don't need like all this glamorous BS in order for them to be happy. And fuck, man, I need simplicity in my life. Number 9, I believe it is that.
I agree with that so much.
Yeah, that's huge. There's a lot of materialistic ideals here in the U.S. Like, I definitely had to break out of that, because I like, and bro, especially in high school, like you have to be like you don't have to be, but like if you want to hang out with a certain group of people, or you want to be viewed in a certain way,
you gotta have this on.
Exactly.
You gotta have a designer or some Jordans or whatever, bro.
And that's just expensive. And like, I'm in high school. I'm not even really doing shit. Like, I can't afford this.
And half the people rocking it, like they didn't even get it with their own money, or like they're stunning, bro. Like they don't even have it like that. They spent their last on that pair of shoes, and now they're broke, but they're like there's so many people I know who do that. And it's just like,
I just can't.
I'm not mad at them for it, because I get it. Like that's the status quo, and that's what a lot of people do. But it's just like, really, like,
yeah.
And I noticed that when I was in Germany, there were so many people wearing unbranded clothing, and I was like this person's wearing these boots or shoes that I have I've never seen them before. But that's just like, I was like, well, they're just boots. Like, why does the brand matter? And
Exactly.
I was like, what?
Bro, yeah.
What is wrong with me? Like I was judging these people, or like, oh, like they're just some boring but it's the clothes don't matter at all. Like, who gives a shit? Like, it's boots.
But here it's made to such a big deal, like swag and everything, like you like, and appearances, like it's such a huge deal. I just wish that shit would just end.
I hate that, bro.
Honestly, like I feel like more like, worry about what I have to say, worry about what I'm thinking, worry about my actions, not what I'm fucking wearing, what I choose to put on.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about fashion, bro. I'm not gonna, but it's always still gonna be in the back of my
head.
Like,
it's still like ingrained in us.
Exactly.
No matter how aware we are of it.
Yeah.
There's certain aspects of American life that will always be a part of us, and we can't break out of it.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's good that we're aware of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, best believe, like when I get my money up, like I'm getting some more chains, like like that. I'm getting that.
That the government takes care of you. Now I know, wait, before you start getting on my throats, German people, I know. Hey, before you start getting on my throat, I'm not gonna say the German government takes care of people when they shouldn't. I can't really delve into that all the way, because I don't really know that much about it. But for what I've seen is that they take care of their people more than not. For women that have kids, for their maternity leave, for homeless people, for people from different countries that want to try to make their way into being in German society. They'll help you get a job. They'll help you learn German. You really have to want to be there. I don't want to say assimilate, but basically conform to the German culture. I'm down. Yo, hey, German, I'm with it. I'm all for the shits. But the government really takes care of their people. And I'm only using this in contrast to the States. States don't give two shits if you want to live in America. We ain't teach you English. You better learn on your goddamn own. You better have a job. You better get married. And you better be an American citizen before the 5-year period in 90 days, or else we're kicking you out. Like, they just don't take care of people that want to be American. The government doesn't really take care of a lot of things. They're doing their best. I'm not saying a lot of people aren't getting aid, they're not getting help. The governments do their best, I got it, but it just seems like on a more global scale, the government of Germany takes care of their people. And the last one that I would say, there's just amazing things to do in Germany. in my perspective, like I said, I've been to America. I got it. There's fucking water parks. There's New York's Times Square, Malibu Beach, and, I don't fucking know what else. I don't really travel America. I don't know what to tell you. But in Germany, there's so much history that you can see there. They have water parks and Europa Park. I believe they have the most castles in Europe, point blank, period. It might even be the world. I don't know. But they have castles that you can go see. They have cities and towns that are built thousands of years old, but they just put stores inside of them. I remember I seen one of the chains that they would have, I believe it was like during the Holocaust era, where they would hang people up within public so then the people walking around could see them like bleeding out to death and stuff like that. Not to say that it's a good thing, but it's humbling to see this type of culture and stuff like that in everyday life. And we don't have that in the States because we're not as, because our country isn't as old as you are. Look at this little asshole. Look at this motherfucker. But I think really, for me, Germany just takes the cake. There's a lot of cool shit to see there. It really is. Like, your history is crazy. But that's all I got for today. Let me know.
That last point, that's a fact. And also, I feel like Germans, they also, they own up to their past a lot more. And try and make amends. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of, like, Jewish memorials and things like that. I actually went to a couple in Berlin. And a comparison to the United States where, a group got done dirty would be, African Americans with slavery. And what do? We sweep that shit under the rug. Yep. Textbooks, we gloss over it in a quick 2-week unit. Yep. I mean, some schools don't even have units if you go to some of them private schools, bro.
And there's still systemic racism to this day that people still continue to ignore.
So... I'd say everyone continues to ignore, bro. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. And another thing, like Native American, I mean, I guess we do kind of like, because I've heard of people who get reservations and they do like, I was talking to this one Uber driver. He grew up on a reservation and he just got banked from the government, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think he got like a free house at 18 and like he gets money like every year. So I'm like, okay, like that's kind of valid.
There's definitely situations where people do get, I guess, reparations would be the word, but at the same time, I think the way we've treated Native Americans as a whole has been shit, honestly. Like, especially considering what we did. Yeah. Like, we just came in here and took, like, you're not finding something new. Like, this is not something we found. It already exists. I don't understand. I don't know how the whole Christopher Columbus story even came to fruition. Like, how are you discovering something if people are already living there? Exactly. That's not a discovery.
No, it's not. What? It's a discovery for the white man.
Yeah, like...
Not for the world, though.
There's a lot of problems with the U.S. I mean, when we watch these videos, we kind of see, like, how messed up we are. But I think it's also important to take a step back and realize there's a lot of good things about living in the United States, and 100%. A lot of people do want to come and live here.
Yeah, there definitely are reasons to live here. You can make a lot of money here. There's a lot of things you can do here.
But there's always going to be drawbacks, and I guess you have to look at the pros and cons and make a decision based off of, how you want to live your life.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've been seriously contemplating and questioning, like, is this the country I see my future in? Yeah, I've 100%. Really been, like, thinking about that. Like, it's on my mind every day. I'm like, I'm not too sure about this. I'm not, like, there's just so many other options.
Yeah,
like,
and you don't have to be like, bro, we could, like, literally, like, you can literally do anything. You can travel. You can, like, there's so much more to see, like, you're just in the U.S. Like, I'm sure there's better places out there.
Yeah,
and, like, that would fit people better, but...
Another thing about a privilege of being American, too, is the traveling aspect. Like, with the passport, you can go almost anywhere in the world. The same cannot be said about almost every other country. I mean,
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like, there's certain countries, like, they're prohibited from visiting a lot of places.
Oh, wow.
But as an American citizen, like, we're kind of granted access to damn near everything, which
cool.
We're really privileged in certain ways. But yeah, this
100%.
country has not done the best. Like, basically any group that came in here, we haven't treated well. We haven't treated the Asians who came to the West Coast, and we put them in internment camps.
Yeah.
Slavery. Yeah. What's going on the southern border? I don't even want to know. Like, that's been a mess basically since this country was built.
Yeah.
And the list goes on and on. So
it does.
Basically, any group that's come to this country has immediately been punished.
No, literally.
That's
actually, that's so wild.
Which is pretty crazy when you think about it. And there's just a lot. We have a lot of progress to be made and people think the job's done. Like the job, I don't think will ever really be done. There's always progress to be made.
Yeah, and we have made a good amount of progress, I would say. But yeah, like you said, there's still a lot of progress and a lot of work to be done.
And the people that pretend that all this stuff is just like made up or doesn't exist, that's the problem. When you recognize your privilege and try and use it for good to make some change, that's good. Like,
exactly.
That's the whole point. But like if you pretend like it doesn't exist or that everything's all good, everything's all good for you. But.
Right, exactly. In your bubble, in your world, but you got like I just don't see how that's ethical in my opinion. Like you can feel like you have to. Like, we are, like, all one human race, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we should all be supporting each other.
Hell yeah.
But that's just my belief.
So this video definitely opened the floodgates for a lot of different... We talked about a lot in this one.
Yeah, we did.
We covered a lot more than just the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Make some comments on our comments. Let us know your thoughts on United States for those of you who have lived here, and also for those of you who have lived in Germany. Yeah. What are some of the drawbacks, I think? Because this video, it focused on a lot of good things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point, why you won't leave Germany. But of course, any place you live in, there's going to be cons and drawbacks and things you don't like. So
always,
if you guys want, feel free to leave some of the drawbacks, because we kind of just shat on our country for like 30 minutes. So please, shit on Germany. Do it. If you can. Just kidding. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you all in the next one.